Hi, it's Ayozia here, and so for the last 3 videos I have been filming the process of making this journal, which I'm going to send off in some happy mail, and it's been a really enjoyable process. So I'm just going to have a very quick flip through of it because I've talked through a lot of the process in the previous 3 videos. So here we go. So this is the cover, and I just layered lots of different fabrics and knitwear and crochet, and that's the back. And this is a tie round which I made with some ribbon and some fabric sewn together, and then a couple of these tags that you can write on the backs of there. And I made these, you know, I made these in the first video, and the cover in the first video. And then on the inside cover is this pocket with a tuck spot in there, and this trim with the 2 buttons, which I sewed on because they reminded me of the berries. And then these cards, which I just made. I made those today in video part 3 of the process. And there's a mini tuck spot here, and that opens up. There's a tag in there and a tag in there, and behind that is this notebook which I made in part 1, and a tag and pocket there, and they all live here. Pom-pom trim, and these tags I made in, oh gosh, I'm losing track of which, in part 2, and then I decided today to put these sentiments, to staple the sentiments on, because then they would make a little tuck spot, and you can write on the back of those. That's one of my watercolor prints. And I just had a scrap of some scrapbook paper, so that's a journaling spot, and then I put some washi which I sewed down, and another bit to make a tuck spot, and this is just a vintage Christmas image, and then you can write on the back of that. And as I say, all these tags are removable, so the journal won't be bulky. That's a Christmas card which I sewed into the signature, one of my watercolor prints. And usually when I'm arranging where to put things, I like to just think about the overall content of the page. So I like how all the reds and greens are complementing each other, and you've got some holly leaves and berries there, and then behind you've got the watercolor print with the holly leaves and berries there. Yeah, I just really love how this page looks. Another vintage image, a book page. This is a tip-in which I made today, which has a tuck spot and a tag as well. Middle of the first signature. This is a book page with a recipe for brandy butter. It says an excellent sauce for plum pudding. It's a Christmas recipe. In the UK, we usually have brandy butter with mince pies. The other side of the book page, one of the tags which I made in part 2. The other side of the Christmas card, which I sewed on 2 sheets of tea-dyed paper for some more journaling space. Another tag which I made today. I have a feeling this is going to get, yeah, it's okay. I love this, all the bits, and that's sweater fabric doily, and backed with card. And I can't remember, I made this at some point in the process. I think it was part 2, maybe part 1, I don't remember. I made a pocket, and it's also a journaling spot, and then there's a little Kaiser craft tag which I've just popped in there. one of my watercolor prints which I blingified, and there's a lace trim. Another of those tags which I put a sentiment which can become a tuck spot, and you can write on the back. One of my watercolor prints, another vintage image which I made into a journaling card. A tip-in with a pocket and a tag inside. Did that today. A vintage image. Another vintage image which I put some shimmer ink on. The other side of the book page. And the final signature, one of my watercolor prints. And a vintage image, which is also writing spot. Another of those tags. I won't take it out. On the other side, one of my watercolor prints. The book page. Happy Christmas to all. Another of my watercolor prints of a reindeer. A vintage image. Some of these vintage images I sourced from, I found them online. Some were from the Graphics Fairy, some were, yeah, from lots of different places actually. This is a fold out thing. You could actually stick these two bits down and then that would be a pocket in there, or you could use the entire thing. And then that folds in like that, and that's just got some wallpaper and bits of fabrics there. And this is like petal paper, the other side, and that is somewhere there. And this is an actual page from a book which is from December 1928, and I decided to put that in because it's a vague mention of Christmas, British Museum Christmas cards, and yeah, it's an actual book page, it's not a scan, it's the original, and I just love all these adverts, so I've popped that in there. Another of my watercolor prints, and that's the end. Thank you so much if you've been with me from the beginning of the process, or if you've just popped along to watch the flip through. Thank you so much. It's been a really inspiring and enjoyable process to make this journal and to film it. I've just felt really inspired, and yeah, it's just felt like fun. It's been really lovely. So thank you so much, and until next time, sending you lots and lots of love. Yeah, bye bye.